Hello everyone, I'm Liz Brown Swanson and welcome to a very special Cape Ann report. I'm very excited to be out here on this gorgeous day on Rocky Neck with one of the biggest names in Gloucester, I'll have to say, a big newsmaker. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Joey Ccapeanntv. Thanks for coming out here. And,
it's a beautiful, beautiful day, right?
It doesn't get any better than this, and I know you wear many hats in this community and you've just done so many incredible things for the town, but right now we're here to talk to Joey about his most famous blog, Good Morning Gloucester. It's award-winning, and just congratulations on your blog. It's just unbelievable. You have, what, 10 million visitors or more than that are coming to your blog to find out about life in Gloucester and Cape Ann.
Yeah. But I should correct you a little bit.
Okay.
It's not just my blog, it's a community blog. And I have a bunch of contributors that help me out, produce content, and a lot of people from the community send in their stories or their photos. So it's a group effort, and I think that that's what probably makes it as popular as it is. It's not just one ego. It's
right.
It's everybody just trying to bring the best of what's happening around here to the table. And there's a lot to bring. So
and the blog is just, I mean, I've been on it. I just moved back to the Cape Ann area a year ago, and it's like, to me, you go on your blog, Good Morning Gloucester, and it's like peeling an onion. It's like a layer and a layer and a layer, and it's really, I find that you're just smiling through it all. There's just so many great stories and beautiful pictures, amazing videos. And I don't know how you put it all together. I don't know how you have time to sleep, because it's just, you've got so many postings in there. You said you put about 40 posts a day? Or
no, 20.
20 posts a day.
20, yeah. But
so,
I'm responsible for probably about 2/3 of it, and then we have contributors that fill in. And the beauty of having the contributors is they may do 1 or 2 posts a day, but they're going to bring their A game every time. And it's funny, between us all, I hear them say this, and it's not directly to me, but like, they talk about like the competition to want to bring their best to try to topple like me, something like that. Like,
yeah.
Because
we all one up Joey.
We all have access to our statistics and stuff, so they always want to try to like get more people looking at their posts. Yeah, so it's all good. It's all fun stuff.
And actually, a big congratulations. You are, your blog's amazing, but we know that you just won CBS Boston's most valuable blogger. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, well, it's very, it was, I'm going to say this, I was very, very emotional that day, because, we're almost 4 years into the blog now, and if anyone that's been with us from the beginning, they know how much passion has gone into this. And then to have that kind of validation, like all of Massachusetts, there's got to be millions of blogs, right? So to get that kind of validation, it hit me like, wow, we really, I knew it's special, but
So what do you think? What do you think is making it so popular and so special? I mean, what is it about Good Morning Gloucester that's rocking everyone's boats out there?
I think the most important thing is that it's this place. I mean, this place is a treasure trove. As good of a blogger as I may think I am, or my contributors are, we couldn't do this blog in Manchester and get this kind of thing. No offense to Manchester. Manchester's a great town.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Singing Beach.
It's a great town. But do you know what I'm saying though? Like
understand.
there's so many bananas things happening here every single day between the fishing community and the art scene is unparalleled. The restaurants here, people are coming here from. If you put everything together between the beaches, the boating, the arts, the restaurants, the natural beauty, there's no place. I mean, Boston has probably 5 of those things, but they don't have the beaches. There's no place that has everything that we have. So, which
is why you're known now as the lover of all things Gloucester and Cape Ann. I mean, there's so much to love here.
I'm not the only one.
Love.
Well, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that love Gloucester, and it's easy to do what we do because there's so much here.
You talked about the arts and the fishing community, and you're really tied into it all. I mean, you're a photographer, you're an artist, and you obviously are a big part of the fishing community as your family has run Captain Joe's Lobster Company. Just talk for a minute, talk a little bit about just your family history in the community and your passion for Gloucester.
Well, I grew up here, an East Gloucester kid. It's nice to be here in Rocky Neck to do this interview. But I grew up I grew up working down the docks, and I didn't have the appreciation for Gloucester when I was growing up, even though every day on the way to school I drove past the back shore, and how beautiful is that every day. It wasn't until I went to college and moved away that I saw what I was missing, and I think that everybody really ought to take a look, like 5 to 6 months, go away, go anywhere else, and then you say, oh my God, how special is this place? And so, you know, my cousin Frank and I have worked for our fathers since we were 9 years old down the docks. So we have this perspective of, you know, the fishing industry. We have this perspective because we deliver lobsters into all these restaurants. I deal with all these restaurant people. I was on the board of directors at the chamber, so I know a lot of the business community. I'm a photographer, and I deal with a lot of, you know, artists and art things. So the art community, it's like, I just feel like I'm lucky to be in this unique position where I'm connected so many different ways, and being the geeky guy that I am, that I can bring those things to people and the outside world who obviously have found Good Morning Gloucester and get driven back to it every single morning to check it out.
So kind of give us a day in the life of Joey C. I mean, you're out here today. What's going on today on your blog? What are you posting? And yesterday there was some boat up on the rocks. That was pretty compelling to look at those shots.
It was pretty cool, right? Yeah, one of our friends of the FOBs, friends of the blog, Danny Lubbers, she lives at the lighthouse. Her husband is Kurt Lubbers. He works for the Coast Guard. And she emailed me with some pictures, and she said, Joe, you got to get out here. She goes, I got a cold beer for you if you come out here. So we went out there. I went up right after work, went down there, climbed over what seems like a mile of rocks and boulders to get to this story. And you know, we were the only ones that actually got the shots. It was pretty cool. But I get up at 3:45 a.m. 7 days a week to get to work. And before that, I get some morning shots. Gloucester at Dawn series is what we do. I'll get to work, and you know, it's all asses and elbows, like we're really working hard for the first couple hours, and then after I get my paperwork done, I start working on the blog from usually between 8 and 9:30 in the morning, and then the boats start coming in, and it's all work through the day.
Work and then snap, right? I mean, the pictures of all those incredible lobster shots. I mean, you got a blue lobster. It's a spot. What was it? Some spotted calico lobster. I never even knew there was that many.
Yeah.
Good looking lobsters.
Cool, right?
You got a lot of good looking lobsters coming in there.
A lot of cool stuff, yeah.
Now talk a little bit more about just how you can be a contributor to your blog. We're here at Rocky Neck, and we're going to check in a little bit later with one of your big contributors is EJ Kahn and the Kahn Studio, and you have the Good Morning Gloucester gallery in there with your photographs. So how did she come your way, and how are people coming your way?
Well, EJ came my way. It was I work like 7 days a week for 8 months of the year. And every December I start to go into fits because I know I'm going to be going on vacation with my family, which is a great thing and all. But I know I'm going to be away for like...
I love you, honey.
Right, of course I do. But like, you know, I'm going to be gone for 10 days, you know, off to Florida or something like that. And I need to fill 20 hours of 20 slots each day for 10 days while I'm not even in Gloucester.
Right.
So EJ writes me and she says, I'd like to be a contributor. I'm like, well, that's kind of bold, you know, out of the blue. Like, what do you think you have that, you know? Right. So I says, why don't you write a couple of things, and I'll see if you got, you know, if I can use any of your material. Well, within 2 hours, she wrote me like 9 posts, and they weren't just like one photograph. It was like 9, like what I would say lead story type posts. And I'm like, fantastic, you're on board, because, you know, this is help for me to fill time, you know what I mean? And she's become a hugely valuable asset to the team.
So if people want to contribute something, if they've been at a great restaurant at Cape Ann or whatever they want to share, they then...
There's a contact tab at the top. It's a goodmorninggloucester@yahoo.com. You don't have to memorize that. You can just click on that tab and submit a story. And we have general rules. We don't bash any businesses by name. We'll bash a business practice. But you know, I'm a business owner, and not everybody's on their game, you know, 100% of the time. So I don't think it's fair to anonymously, you know, take shots at businesses.
Right.
We don't get into religion. We don't get into politics. So as long as it's positive and it's you know.
Well, you still get into religion, but I think you made some waves, no pun intended, with your Buddha shirt you were wearing. I saw that posted.
Buddha is my homeboy. Yeah, yeah. That was fun.
That was fun. Now, you don't obviously have to live on Cape Ann to appreciate it. I mean, I don't know if you know where all your visitors are coming from, and well,
There's a map. You can click on the map and you can see like at any given time where the people are viewing from. So it's all over the world.
Right, and just sort of that's a lot of you're sharing a lot about Gloucester. It's a lot of responsibility, I think, probably too, to make sure the message is. I mean, do you have a mission? I mean, obviously it's.
Yeah, we do have a mission. The mission is fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's that simple. Our mission is let's have fun. Let's drive any kind of initiative where we can have fun or drive people to fun. That's what we're about. We're not trying to hurt people. We're just trying to have fun
well,
all the time.
I'm here because my mother-in-law told me my middle name is Fun, so I'm glad we're here together. Let's go back to the beginning. I haven't done that with you yet. Just sort of how it all evolved and how it started up with you just sort of taking photos, you said, and just so. Did you ever think it was going to come to this?
Well, I didn't envision it being 25 to 35,000 people a day checking it out. No, I didn't. But I mean, I knew pretty early on that there was something there because there were, I was posting pictures onto a message board thread, and it was a very active thread with people saying a lot of encouraging things. So I knew there was something there. I just didn't know how big and how worldwide it would go.
What kind of feedback though do you get from the community? Mostly, what do they really appreciate? Is it the pictures? I mean,
everybody likes, something it's funny.
Something for everybody.
If you ask 10 different people, you might get 7 different answers. Like some people really love the working waterfront stuff. Some people like the food pictures. Some people like the art stuff. But I mean, every day we try to put that kind of a diversity out there. So there really is something for everyone.
And you got some really fun themes. Like I like the fisherman's tattoos
Fisherman Tattoo series is one of them. Lobsterman pickup truck series. I mean, it's
Yeah. Do you have some favorite themes that personally that just sort of is really near and dear to your heart?
Near and dear. Well, I mean, fun themes for me: the Gloucester at Dawn series and the food pictures. I mean, I eat like an animal, so you got to feed that machine
and I heard
when
you
you're
can go
working.
on your website and find the right way to cook a lobster.
Yeah. Lobster and the right way to
lobster.
cook a lobster roll. More importantly, like so many of these,
so,
we decimate these people that they try to, people try to get creative with lobster rolls,
right.
and they add all these really funky ingredients to try to, just to try to be different, But the beauty of the lobster roll is the simplicity of the lobster roll.
Is it really about the hot dog roll?
Well, that's part of it, though. You don't want to put it on a baguette. I mean, you don't want to put it on something that's going to detract from the lobster.
Gotcha. But, so what do you put in your lobster?
It's very simple. It's my wife's recipe, so I don't want to take credit for it. But we use the very cheap hot dog buns, the ones where you break apart.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that, a specific reason, because they have the white exposed, and then you slather it with butter, and you grill them. So it gets that golden.
So you gotta have them grilled.
You gotta have them grilled. It's golden, buttery, warm roll.
Yep.
Buttery roll. And then you get the cold lobster and mayonnaise mixture. You put that in, you get that contrast between the butter and the salt. Oh, just
good stuff.
But that's the beauty. Don't listen. No paprika, no celery, no lettuce. Nothing green should touch a lobster roll. Nothing green should touch a lobster roll.
I like a little lemon.
I don't understand. Why lemon? You're not trying to mask.
Put lemon on everything.
Don't mask the lobster roll. No.
Now, when you go on your...
Not acceptable.
Okay. On your Good Morning Gloucester blog, I mean, it's just like the amount of information. You're an amazing resource. And you have like...
We are.
You are the team.
Yeah, the team.
It's not Team Joey, Team Good Morning Gloucester. And you have like your favorite things, like your favorite posts.
Yeah.
What really stands out with some of your favorite posts? I mean, obviously there was one that was very emotional about your cousin with his boat 10 years ago that was hit.
Yeah.
And that tragedy.
The Starbound.
Yeah, I mean that was
a pretty emotional one. The lobster roll ones are fun. God, there's so many. Some of those stories from when my kids were young, and my little daughter Eloise, we call her the Bean, and she had a dead bumblebee, but she didn't realize it was dead because we told her it was sleeping. So I chronicled her like carrying around this dead bumblebee for like 4 days, and she keeps looking at it. And then in this picture, it was like the funniest thing. And it's just some of the. We have a section at the top, and it's actually a tab, and it's called Favorite Posts.
Yeah.
And if you hit that, there's like a best of, and literally any one of those posts is. You could spend a couple days just going through those and have a lot of fun.
I did that. You also have like your favorite video or equipment to use out here.
Yeah.
And as we're sitting here now shooting with our very fancy
Yeah, your $20,000 cameras. Yeah.
No, they're not that. But talk about your fave.
5,000. I'm sorry.
What about your favorite camera? You got it in your pocket.
Oh, I have this one. Yeah. Well, I'm a firm believer of, like, if you're a blogger especially, like, you have to have the camera with you, right? At all times. Like, we're on this interview and my camera happens to be with me. So, you know, DSLR may take a slightly better picture than I can take. Very few take a better video that this can take. But the point being is, this is in my pocket at all times. So a DSLR does me no good if it's up in my office or in my truck when something happens down the dock, or if I'm in a restaurant, I'm not lugging around a DSLR with a big honking lens on it.
All right, now this is a Sony. I also saw you pushing a Kodak that was maybe about $70.
Well, the Kodak one is for a very specific purpose. It's waterproof and it can go 9 feet underwater and take high definition video. So for $79 and being able to be immersed in salt water, there's a specific purpose, you know what I mean? But this is more of an everyday camera. It's the Sony HX9V. And it's like $350, but it takes high definition video.
Priceless footage.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It takes panoramas that, I mean, any dope, I'm a dope, right? And I can take pretty decent pictures, so that's why I endorse it. It's dope proof.
No, I think you're pretty smart. I did get a kick out of, you got to go on the blog and just you demonstrate that Kodak, you hitch it onto the back of a truck and you just do a complete driving tour of Gloucester.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, there's Virgilio.
People love that. Honestly, those
St. Joe sandwich, please.
Those posts when I do that get an amazing amount of traffic, and I think it's like the people that are in Florida or the people that have moved away, and it takes them all the way through town, and they're like, there's my house, there's my aunt's house, or whatever, and they really respond to that. I use this mount, it's called the Kyalu RAM mount, and it's so simple, it's so cheap and so simple, and there's, you know, photography does not have to be expensive. I think a lot of people, they get caught up in having the big equipment, but I think the big equipment can be a hindrance, you know.
So is every day that passes now that you're not pulling that camera and taking a picture, it must be everything's a story now to you, I'm sure. You said you've always been kind of a journalist at heart.
Yeah, we talked about this, like, as a journalist, because you're a journalist, that all day long, because to try to fill up 20 posts a day, you know, every time, whatever I'm doing, like right now, I'm analyzing what's going to be a post, what's interesting right here, like those flowers right there. That could be a kind of a cool, up close on that. It could be a cool post, like talking to you. The backdrop is a post. You know, talking about these kind of cameras as opposed to the camera that I have in my pocket. That's a post. You know, so you're right. It's always it doesn't stop because the news never stops, and you always have to keep creating. You know?
What are some of the biggest challenges you feel like you have right now in terms of just like, you know, getting these blogs to be bigger and better? Or what's your goal?
It's not necessarily to get better, to get bigger. I always strive to get better, and I think it's probably part of the passion. I'm always trying to teach my contributors like what they can do better to get their posts, you know, more highly recognized and stuff on the web. Like what tricks that I use to put these things in front of people that may be interested in them. And it's really the best thing that can happen for me is to meet more people like you and make more friends.
Right, you said you love network. It's all about networking and connecting with people. Yeah,
making friends and really creating great relationships, because to me that is worth way more than money. And this blog has been a blessing in that way.
And you're also out there making news. I mean, that's not necessarily your intent, you said, because but you are a sense of newsmaker now in the community. So
rainmaker, we make things happen. We're just like, boom. I would connect people is what happens. You know, like you know, I know so many people in so many different areas of expertise, and like if someone calls me and they, you know, like a network station or something, or a movie crew or something, they call me and they say, Joe, I'm looking for this kind of thing. I think, who should I call? It's like 99 out of 100 times I can point people in the right direction of where's the best sandwich in town, where's the person to see about this type of boat for this type of scene, if we're going to shoot this. Or,
right.
I feel like I have a pretty good sense of the pulse of the community.
It's pretty exciting what you're doing. How's your family feel about this? Do you have time to spend with them?
Well, you know,
between working at Captain Joe's and
the work thing is the biggest thing. You know, I leave for work. I get up for work at 3:45, and I get home. It's pretty dark. But you know, in the winter when I have time, you know, it's all about the family. Yeah.
Well, as we're sort of wrapping this up, anything that you want to add that I didn't ask you So you think it's important for the community to understand any myths out there about Joey C that you need to clear up?
Okay, a couple myths that I'd like to clear up. I'm not a captain. I'm just Joey down the dock. I have a partner, my cousin Frank, who's a very hard worker. I'm co-owner of Captain Joe and Son. You know, everybody, you know, I want to make sure he gets a lot of credit. He's a really good guy. And the whole idea, there is no agenda behind Good Morning Glow. The agenda is, except for have fun. Even when we're poking fun at people, it's having fun.
You better not poke fun at me.
No, we don't. Yeah. And we swear a lot. So there's a disclaimer. Like, there are swears on the blog.
He's really good. You haven't dropped any F-bombs. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
I did have to say, listen to a podcast of yours, because you do podcasting. I mean,
yeah.
You got it all. You're on
love
Facebook,
podcasting.
You're on Twitter, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
You do like the podcasting.
I love podcasting. It doesn't get enough. I don't know if people are not technologically inclined to. We get a lot of people listen to it, but I wish there was more, because I have really enjoyed doing them. It's a lot of fun.
So you have fun. You like getting your message out there.
Yeah, and it's even like the interaction between my co-host Kenny McCarthy. We just have so much fun doing it.
All right. I got a long list here, Joey. There's so many different themes and information you get on Good Morning Gloucester. I'm like, let's just start off with this. What's this? What's up, homie?
What up, homie?
What up, homie?
Yeah.
No S. What up, homie?
What up, homie? That's a series of pictures of seagulls. I take a picture of a seagull every day. I put a funny caption over it, and it's something that I don't do every day. I should do every day, but you know, unfortunately, sometimes things get pushed around for size of the blog.
Gotcha. So, is it all right if I took a picture of a seagull when I'm on Sydney Beach and he's attacking my lunch? Do you take photos like that? Or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You gotta come up with a caption though. That's the whole thing.
Okay. Then I'm just looking at a couple other things. Good eggs. That looks like a goodie.
Good Eggs is a community, like anybody that does something in the community that's, you know, that isn't getting recognized, or, you know, they're doing it not for recognition, but is a good, you know, good thing. We check off the little category box that says Good Eggs.
I like that. Now I should say, what's that or was that? Was that being?
Oh, where's that?
Oh, it says was that.
No, where's that?
Oh, where's that?
Where's that?
You just start a was that to go with where's that? How was that?
But where's that is like a cropped shot of a certain location, and we put it out. Well, Sharon Lowe started that. I should give her credit, and people. She did it every Monday at 9 a.m. and people would try to guess where it was, based on a very small sampling of the photo.
Of course, you get like St. Peter's Fiesta.
And I should say that our crew covers St. Peter's Fiesta like no one else. I can unequivocally say that we cover that event. It's my favorite event.
So where are you? Are you out by the Greasy? Are you out there?
Every break that I have away from the wharf is spent covering the Fiesta. Before, during, after, we cover that unlike anyone else.
You just take a short break, eat a sausage or so.
We probably do 80 posts during that, during the week leading up and the week after.
Yeah. And on a more peaceful theme, you've got Gloucester Zen.
Gloucester Zen are generally videos taking on a tripod of scenes without any, without any voices, of just what's happening, like the sunrise at Good Harbor Beach with the stream, or a fishing boat unloading, and you hear the seagulls in the background, or, you know.
So maybe we need to pause for a second or two to kind of get that Zen moment here.
There you go.
We can kind of drift back.
The energy between you and I, there's not going to be any Zen.
There's not going to be any pauses.
There's not going to be any pauses.
We'll
it's just like,
just try.
Yeah.
All right. So for all the viewers watching out there that I'm sure they've been on Good Morning Gloucester's, your site, but what's the best way for them to check you out? And they can check you out in a lot of different places. Google
Good Morning Gloucester. Google is your friend. That's the main message. Google is your friend. When you have a question, Google it. If you don't, if you want to start your own blog or something like that, and you have a question about how to start your own blog, and you don't know how to do a certain thing, Google the question into Google. Seriously, I'm not joking, because so many people ask the simplest questions that I'm like, this is going to take me 5 minutes to explain when you could punch this into Google. And I'm happy to help people, but a lot of times the answers are right in front of you. Google.
All right.
So
well,
yeah.
Joey Sherman-Taro, Joey C. Thanks for all you're doing for Gloucester and the community. And I think we should just, we'll check back with you to see how things are going later on. And thanks for being a guest on the Cape Ann Report. I'm Liz Brown Swanson. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you.